This episode of the Game Over Greggy Show is brought to you by Casper, an online retailer of premium mattresses for a fraction of the price, because everyone deserves a great night's sleep. Get $50 off your mattress purchase by visiting casper.com/GameOverGreggy and entering the promo code GameOverGreggy. Casper is an online retailer of premium mattresses. They sell them really cheap. You should like it. Plus, Casper combines two technologies, springy latex foam and supportive memory foam. Are those technologies? I'll leave it up to you to discuss with whoever you're in the car with right now. To create an award-winning sleep surface with just the right amount of sink and the right amount of bounce. And those are my favorite kind of technologies, ladies and gentlemen. Sink and bounce. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do. Bust out your phone, go to your browser, and go to casper.com/GameOverGreggy and enter the promo code GameOverGreggy to get $50 off any mattress purchase. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the newly married Andrea Renee.
Yay!
Hello, thanks guys. Thank you.
Thank you for coming out. I know it's you postponed the honeymoon. I said, can you come on the show this week? Nick Scarpino's dead, and you said yes.
I said, let's rebook the plane tickets. Let's make this happen. Kind of funny is my number one priority.
Thank you.
Much
I'm
appreciated.
glad you understand that. I think your marriage was on strong ground if that's how it's been. If you're listening to the MP3, you're missing this spectacular jersey you're wearing. Mrs.
It's
Drake, 16.
sparkle. Yeah, it's purple to represent my my boys, the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
But of course, it has number 16 for 2016, and then Mrs. Drake and silver sparkle letters.
My favorite type of letters. If you
Silver
didn't know.
sparkle. It's pretty good.
You've been married 3 days. Is everything different now?
No, nothing's different.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Nothing.
It is weird though to see John constantly playing with his ring because he never wears jewelry.
Yeah.
And this is the first piece of jewelry he's worn like consistently for more than a day at a time.
Yeah.
And he's just constantly playing with it and like knocking it against things.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope that goes away soon.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to any of these ring things.
Why is that pure one, Tim Gettys?
Because I don't like things on me. Like even a watch, I like bang it around way too much.
You have, but you enjoy it. You wear the watch.
I like the watch. But remember, Greg, you know one thing about me: fashion over function.
Right.
Always. So it's like even if I don't like it.
I think you should. I think you'll like the ring, but if you don't like the ring, get a tattoo. That's always cool. Get the
I'd
tattoo
be more
of the
okay
ring.
with that.
Really?
Yes. Because
There's no way out then, though.
I don't give a fuck. I'm good.
You're gonna have to get like a sleeve then if you. If
I
you
don't buy warranties when I go to Best Buy, no matter how much they beg me. I
What,
like to live my life on the edge.
what does that have to do with a tattoo of a ring?
He doesn't want an out. There's no out.
There's no out. Once I'm in, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm committing.
Over here, the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
It's good to be here with you. First of all, Vikings looking really good, except for Blair Walsh.
Well,
And
anyway, we'll get rid of him eventually.
so I was looking at your jeans. 36 waist, 32 length. Now, the waist doesn't it surprised me a little bit because you're not fat anymore, but the length surprises me because
Yeah.
I'm 6 feet tall. You're 6'3", right?
6'2", 6'3", yeah.
And you also, as we've established, wear your jeans like you're a 45-year-old soccer mom bringing Jimmy to practice, right?
Now you're not allowed to have it both ways, America. If you want to mock me for having plumber's crack, you can't mock me for having the pants hiked up. I'm trying to stop it.
The thing is that I'm confused because I'm 2 inches or so shorter than you, but I wear also a 32 length.
Sure.
And I'm not like swimming on like their Jenkos or something like that.
You actually, whenever you're not in your fucking high heel shoes, you roll them up like you're a 50s greaser. So yes, you are swimming in them.
That's true.
It's true.
I'm just confused about the length. The length.
Length is confusing. My jeans, 30 length,
Well,
which doesn't make any sense.
did you take into account the different degrees of butt that you gentlemen have? Because the
Colin
more
got that dog.
the more,
I got a
You got a
butt.
the more
dodonk.
butt you have, the more length you need because it pushes it out and then it doesn't fall as far to the ground.
I see.
This is something I have to think about when buying dresses because I have booty.
You got the donk?
So then, because it pushes the dress out, it makes it much shorter all the way around than a girl who doesn't have as
I've
much
never looked. You're
yeah.
a married
junk in
woman.
the trunk.
I've never really thought about my butt much. You know,
I've been
But
told
guess
I don't
it's
have
not
one.
doing- Yeah, I guess I don't got anything holding
I've
my
always
jeans
had a
up.
big butt.
Because it doesn't make sense to me. Like Kevin also wears 30,
up.
I'm getting up.
right?
Lift
Your
your
jean
shirt
size is 30. What?
Yep.
What? Hold on. What?
He said lift it up.
I turned around for 1 second.
I mean, this is something you guys see all the time.
This is one of those things where these aren't where the jeans start. You bring them up like this when you're getting out of the house. And
Right.
then over time, as you're doing your squats, as you're doing your kicks,
I don't get
Go
it.
down.
Why so high?
wear out.
Like
'cause
I'm seeing balls. Like I see your balls, Greg.
But that's a come on technique, as you know. That brings them in. That brings in the
Now
ladies.
show me, now that put them where they are, put them where they're supposed to
And
be.
then they'll
Put them,
go there. Oh, sorry.
put them where they start.
Yeah.
And then lift your shirt up a little bit. All right. So now I feel like we got to get you some suspenders or something, like a bow tie.
Rock suspenders. I would look dope in suspenders.
They're back.
Are they?
Chance the Rapper bringing them back.
Bill Lassiter, if I'm lying, I'm dying, used to live around the corner from me, Tim, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, if I'm lying, I'm dying every fucking day,
Oh my
wearing
God.
Caterpillar suspenders. Not Caterpillar the bug, Caterpillar the backhoe in the
giant machinery.
Exactly. Yeah.
What the hell?
Bill Lassiter, a good guy. True story. Him and his wife Betty used to own a Dairy Queen.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the
also, they were convinced that they Bill and Betty Lassiter, we need to get on the show if they're still alive. I'm not sure of their current status because they were also great. They were my parents' friends, but they were older than my parents. So even then, they seemed really old. So I can only imagine how old they are now.
Could possibly be now.
They number one. I'll give you two stories here about Bill.
Now,
Two stories about
before
Bill
you give me
Lassiter.
the story, Greg, I need you to know that you made the front page of Reddit yesterday.
When?
From the Contagious Laughter Reddit
Oh.
for the If I'm Lying, I'm Dying raccoon Grandma Miller story.
Did they show?
I'm like scrolling through the Reddit yesterday, the front page. It was pretty far down. I'm going to be honest
Okay,
with you.
but it was still there.
still the front page.
Wow.
Going down, and then I see the
Was it our YouTube
the doodles,
video?
the thumbnail,
Oh,
and I'm
wow.
like, that's us.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's
And it
nice.
was under Contagious Laughter. It was like some podcast host loses his mind.
Okay, good.
I'm like, yep.
That's us.
That's
Some
our
podcast
Greg.
host.
So
Bill and
please
Betty
tell your
Lassiter,
story.
two stories. Number one, not that funny, more terrifying, is that Bill and Betty Lassiter at one of their previous homes had a ghost upstairs in the attic. And they knew it because they'd hear the boots knocking around and they go up and the boots were out of the trunk that they were stored in.
That's creepy.
But they liked this ghost. They said this ghost was nice. I don't remember. I was a young kid. I don't remember the story anymore.
Friendly ghost.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All she did was walk around up there. No big
Casper.
deal. Now, here's another terrifying story that is legitimately true.
Okay.
Bill and Betty Lassiter chilling in their home in unincorporated Glen Ellen, right? They're just there, just fucking doing whatever old people do in the house when they're not that old, but old. Side note, we'd go play Uno at their house a lot. This is what my parents chose for fun.
Relevant.
Uno. And they also, Bill and Betty Lassiter would throw out fine meals, good meals, you know what I mean? Good, Glen Ellen unincorporated meals. But they have this one little glass bowl they'd always put out with like the kidney beans in there, and I always thought that was gross. They're chilling out, they're watching TV, and they had one of them old giant sets like old people do, and they're enjoying what they're watching or whatever, right? And then they hear scratching against the wall behind the TV, right? And they had known that there had been like some critter up in the attic or whatever. Turns out this critter had gone down between the wall. He was in the wall or whatever. And they're like, no big deal. What's the word? And the raccoon comes out of the wall. If I'm lying, I'm dying. This raccoon tunnels out of the fucking wall.
Like between the drywall and the studs? Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking
Oh
about?
my God. Like right through that wall, there was a raccoon. This raccoon pops out
Do you
or
think it
whatever.
was the same raccoon that your grandma
No, it
caught?
wasn't Grandma Miller. This is more proof of fucked up animals and especially raccoons in unincorporated Glen Ellen. But this was just a straight up raccoon that burrowed through the wall. And I wouldn't believe this story, Colin Moriarty. I wouldn't fucking believe this story, Colin, if I hadn't gone over there the next day and they'd hung a rug over the hole in the wall, like one of those like comforters. You know what I
Just
mean? Like some quilt project.
Put the problem away.
Well, no, I mean,
Cover it up.
Bill and Betty Lassiter. These are people who are like canning their own veggies and stuff and putting them out, right? They were like, they had a cherry tree in the back that they did things with for food.
Is this your topic?
No. We just started talking about it. What about it?
The longest tangent
You are
of
the
all
John
time.
Steinbeck of podcasting. I've said it before and I say it again. It takes you 30, 40 pages to get to exactly what you're going to talk
That's
about.
why I like his writing. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GameOverGreggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table. Each bring a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a few bucks and get each and every episode early, along with a bunch of exclusive perks, goodies, and other videos and things from Kevin.
It's like the grapes of wrath.
If you have no bucks
Is
to
he
toss,
still talking about the fucking clay for 30 pages?
that's a good book. Head over to
Grapes of Wrath fucking
youtube.com
sucks. I just wanted to be honest with you.
/kindafunny, where you get the show topic by topic, day by day, until we post the entire
Book sucks.
thing as one big video and MP3. My real topic,
John Steinbeck, overrated.
my real topic is that it's now October. We are coming up on my favorite holiday of all time, Halloween. This once again means, thank you, that shirt's a limited edition over at kindafunny.com/store. What this means is that pumpkin flavoring is back. It is in the stores. Let's get hype. Let's get pumped.
Let's get hype.
I went to the store with Jen. What did I buy? I made pumpkin bread twice in 1 week, and then I bought a pumpkin coffee mug that I'm very stoked about. 2 pumpkins on top of each other. It's adorable. It's in over there. We'll show you later.
Please do.
Go get it for me and fill it with coffee. Thank you very much, Kev. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and
a
you're
coffee
gonna need
mug.
to fill it like 3 times with
This
coffee.
thing can hold 32 ounces of coffee.
Wow, that's too much coffee.
Agreed. But I'm there and I'm enjoying it and I'm stoked. It's fall again. Halloween's here. Last year we did a topic about
did.
pumpkin spice, but 50% of this panel wasn't there. There was no Colin. There was no Andrea. Instead, we had Grimecraft and we had Nick. And I don't give a crap what they think. I'm in Andronicos. I'm walking around. I'm buying up the pumpkin stuff. I'm making the pumpkin bread. I'm excited. I buy this pumpkin mug. I would have bought more pumpkin-y things if they had them or whatever. And we talked about it before. Is pumpkin spice going too far? At which point I had said last time, right? No, of course not. I'm glad pumpkin spice is where it's at. It needs to be everywhere. I want it year round. I want to be able to buy the pumpkin bread year round. You've lived with me for a while. You remember this time I bought I bought 12 loaves of pumpkin bread mix in the 12 cans, and I was going to make it throughout the year every month, and then I never made any of them, and I threw them all away.
Yeah.
All right,
that was
a
a
waste of money.
Portillo, the pumpkin things.
Well, that helps them poop. Yeah, that's a good thing. It does give them softer poops. If I'm lying, I'm dying, Tim. Porty's poop sometimes too hard. That's why I'm mixing that wet food now.
Got it.
So, anyways, we need to talk about where we feel about pumpkin, especially.
God,
I was
knew
able
it.
to find
I knew there'd be props.
pumpkin pie potato chips.
Oh,
What?
man.
Now,
Potato chips.
As a man who likes pumpkin everything, including pumpkin pie, of course, I can't stand by this. Pumpkin pie flavored kettle cooked potato chips. Live better, eat bolder. Oh yes, thank you, Jen, bringing out my
look at
pumpkin.
how cute this is.
My pumpkin, right? There you go. And I'll tell you what, if I'm lying, I'm dying. The biggest fan of the pumpkin mug, Colin Moriarty. If there's one man who loved, look, Kevin, give me his, there it is. Look at how happy it makes him. Colin, I've always said, had a face like a jack-o'-lantern. Now here he is.
There's the proof.
So I'm gonna open these up.
The thing with these chips, though,
Yeah.
is I've had a whole bunch of flavored chips. There's the sriracha ones. There's the chicken and waffles. There's all, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah, I know.
They get crazy.
Yeah, I know. But that's
here's
like
the
Lay's.
blueberry, whatever. But the thing is, none of them really taste like anything.
Yeah.
They're just kind of, it's like they're so thin, and it's just like the salt on it tastes a little different.
I
So
expect
I'm
Lay's to
interested
be
in
doing
this.
crazy stuff, but these Boulder, Colorado people here,
The Boulder Canyon authentic
Maybe they're just trying
foods.
to capitalize. And by the way, pumpkin spice started early this year. August is when pumpkin spice lattes started rolling out.
but now we're in the hurricane. Now we're in the eye of the storm.
Well, yeah, because now we're in the countdown to the end
spooky time.
of October. But you can technically get away with pumpkin flavored stuff through the end of November, I would say.
Sure.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I'm a big pumpkin fan, as I said before when we did another
Oh,
topic.
oh, yeah,
What do they smell like? Ooh, they smell like nutmeg.
yeah.
Like the pumpkin spice, like that, you know, that nice like cinnamon nutmeg pumpkin spice blend that you get. That's what they smell like.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm real into this.
Yeah, they smell good.
Come
You're
on,
not gonna
now,
try
Kyle,
one?
you didn't have lunch.
He's a,
Potatoes don't go with whatever the hell is going on in that bag. Can't do it.
You want one, Jen?
exactly what I was saying. The flavor's so light
Yeah.
that it almost doesn't matter. But it's damn good.
Is damn
I'm,
good?
I'm into this.
They have a
See, but then
NASDAQ snack.
Here's the
SNAK.
problem.
There you go.
Then it ends, and now it's like I just had a potato chip.
But no, it's like because I don't have the satisfaction of eating a potato chip.
Really?
I don't have the salty aftertaste because once
It's there.
I think you need to eat more because the flavor builds.
It does.
It gets sweeter.
Kevin, you want one? Oh, Aaron, do you need one? It's just when the aftertaste is just chip with
by
nothing.
Chip 3, by chip 3, they're really good. But I have a feeling though by chip 10 it might turn the other way.
Pumpkins
I'm on
are.
2. Give me
It's
3.
one of those things where pumpkins probably shouldn't be eaten at all. And like, all right. So, I come from the land of the gourd, right? We gave the eggcorn squash, for instance, the spaghetti squash.
Did you make the acorn squash?
Huh?
Is that it's from Long Island?
No. I'm saying in the Northeast. I mean, these things all really came from South America, but nonetheless, isn't that right, Kevin? See, the American continents gave the world a great deal in the culinary. Like, we gave the world tomatoes. We gave the world potatoes. We gave the world corn. We gave the world... I said the American continents.
I know, but like, you can't.
We gave the world all sorts of melons and then the pumpkin. And I'm like,
But he's so spooky.
it's just like, I'm
Pumpkin
just like,
seeds, though. So delicious.
I just feel like, see, the thing that bothers me is like why I understand why pumpkins and Halloween go together in the fall, the cornucopia, as it were, right? Like that imagery, but I just feel like the pumpkin is overrated. I feel like the pumpkin is offensive. I feel like the pumpkin
It's offensive.
I feel like the pumpkin is
No, show me your work on this one. How did you come to the conclusion that pumpkin's offensive?
because it's this thing you have to do so much work to it to get it even in an edible state.
Oh no! Come on. It's not that bad. Pineapple. Think about how much work you have to do to get into a pineapple.
I think pineapples are bullshit too. They can stay on Hawaii for all I care. I don't even think Hawaii should be a state.
I'm with that.
Kevin's with you. What about pomegranate? Do you like pomegranate?
Pomegranates are okay, but they're complicated
Too
too,
many
and they're
syllables.
expensive. I used to see my entry to
Come to
pomegranate.
my
when
house. I have a tree in my backyard.
Really? That's pretty cool. When I played drums in a band called Paper Champ for many years, and we would practice even in through college at my friend Christian's house. His mom was obsessed with that pom juice.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, with the
that
heart.
really fucking expensive shit that you buy.
Yeah.
And I would drink so much of that, and she would get so mad because it was literally like $8 for like a quart of it or something like that. That was my introduction to the pomegranate. Now the pomegranate's acceptable. The pomegranate's a good import.
Pomegranate sucks. You open it up and it looks like it's been infected by something. There's all these little bulbs in it. It's
like
like
that
why I don't
apple
drink.
you ate.
It's why I don't drink boba tea. I want it to be solid, or I want it to be
God,
solid
there's so
or
much
liquid.
upsetting bullshit on
I
this
want
show
it
right
so-
now.
I find boba tea and pomegranates offensive.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
boba tea looks fucking gross. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the
but
thing
it's
is
fantastic.
it just looks disgusting. And does there really need to be 8 places within a 3-block radius of me selling? it?
Yes, you can use it as a weapon and a food. It's fantastic.
But to me, the pumpkin, I just feel like the pumpkin is just like why, like, you know, we have the turkey for Thanksgiving. That's a fucking food right there. The
Yeah,
the
turkey
turkey's
can suck a dick.
ubiquitous.
If you
can
want to
do-
talk about overrated foods in the fall, turkey
turkey.
overrated.
No,
Give
no.
me a fucking ham any day of the week.
Amen.
Yep. I'm
I mean,
a
ham's.
ham
I'm not going to sit here and denigrate the fucking ham.
I'm glad.
You know? But like, go into get a boar's head pepper turkey, right? That's a thing of beauty.
The
It's a
only
thing of
turkey that
beauty.
matters is the turkey that tastes like ham. I don't know what it is. I don't know who made that a thing, but it's the Disneyland. They're turkeys.
The
They
turkey
just-
legs.
turkey legs.
Turkey legs, yeah, are on another level. You go to a Ren fair, there they are. There's
Yeah.
turkey legs.
They
That's the only
just
reason you're
taste
going to a
like
Ren
ham.
fair.
I just don't like the pumpkin. I just feel like a pumpkin pie once every 3 years. I'll
Dude,
that's
I
fine.
will
Damn.
inhale
But you don't like
pumpkin pie.
desserts.
Pumpkin
No,
pie
I'm not
is
a dessert
amazing.
guy. But I just feel like the pumpkin because I feel like because the pumpkin is this dominant gourd, all the other gourds get short shrift. The acorn squash is a quality fucking gourd.
Now,
I
no one
agree
here
that-
is insulting the acorn squash. Big old Jamie Kennedy's been making me acorn squashes since I was as big as an acorn squash, all right? No one's saying it, but they're around a lot longer. I feel like you're seeing acorn squashes all the fucking time. Maybe they're getting imported from Peru or wherever the fuck they originate. I don't know, but they're there.
They're not as versatile, which is probably why they're not used as much. Like you can use pumpkin in a wide variety of recipes, both savory and sweet. And other types of squash are a little bit more difficult to use in a wide variety of recipes, and they're probably also more difficult to grow. And that's probably why we see pumpkin everywhere. So
I ain't
you get a
trying to-
pumpkin.
you
do you have
ain't
the
seen
pumpkin
people
Oreos?
wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah, they're
Acorn
amazing.
Why
squash
aren't they
spice
here?
lattes.
no,
'cause that-
that's certainly not.
That's last year.
But
We already
shouldn't
know
have had
that
a
they're
more
great.
But we
glamorous
can still
name.
eat them.
Kevin, go to
So
Target.
you think it's the name?
I think pumpkin's
name holding it
pumpkin's
back?
a good name. This is what I'm
Pumpkin?
saying. This is what I'm saying. The settlers go to Roanoke and they go to Jamestown. They get off the fucking boat, right?
Kill a bunch of people.
They kill a bunch of people and then they settle down and they look. They take the lay of the land. They're like, and eventually they start and they're like, oh, look at this maize. This is beautiful corn. You know. Oh, and they're growing tomatoes. These lovely tomatoes and these wild beans and all this. And then they see this, and this is what they gravitate towards is the pumpkin. And then we have the nerve to send this shit back to Europe. You know, the tomato.
Yeah.
You know, Italian food, a synergy of really what happened in China with Marco Polo and then American discoveries, right? And then you have fucking pasta with sauce. Perfect. Potatoes, they ruin Ireland because they have a bunch of blights on them, right? But they rely too much on them. Who the fuck's relying on the pumpkin? And really, who wants it? Honest to God, this is what you're eating. This is what you're putting into your body, the pumpkin. And then you go to some fallow field with half-rotting pumpkins in mid-October and fucking take one and put it on your stoop.
But see,
so
this is
some
the thing.
neighborhood kid can smash it later on. Okay?
Pumpkins are the 20. Pumpkins are 2016's answer to the buffalo because we use every part. All right, you get in there, you get the seeds, maybe you cut out the insides, you make that, then you carve its face, then you compost it down. You're getting in there. You're
You've
making.
never once composted a pumpkin, so don't even sit here and tell me you have got. You don't even know what that
I'm
means.
sure my fucking parents did. I don't know. They did their thing.
My dad
No,
had this
not in
compost
Illinois.
thing. I was
Nobody
like, Jesus
composts
That's
there.
a good point.
It was my dad had this thing where we put grass clippings in it, and then like all the food.
Eggshells. I remember eggshells.
Everything. I'm like, what the hell is going on over here? Then years later, it finds its way in the garden, and I guess it's quite
tasty,
quite good for the garden.
nutritious.
But I don't know. I've always had a problem with the furor around the pumpkin, and it disturbs me and it bothers me, and I feel like it's a little bit offensive. I don't know why it's offensive.
I think you're getting offended by something that is a waste of your mental energy.
I'm not really offended by it.
It's almost like you hate anything that's popular.
Oh, fighting words.
I play Call of Duty every year.
The single player campaign.
Which is amazing.
But not the popular portion. Be on my side for 2 seconds. God damn it.
I like pumpkin.
Me too.
I
Thank you,
love
Tim.
pumpkin.
You're welcome.
No, pumpkin's amazing.
Yeah,
Pumpkin's
right
great.
there. We've come to a conclusion. Colin's wrong as usual.
Pumpkins themselves, I gotta be real, do kind of suck.
No,
Like-
what?
Disagree.
The other stuff's
Now
great.
I'll give you. You know what? I went to a pumpkin patch recently with Poe and his 3-year-old son. Right?
Yeah.
The kid is having a ball.
Pumpkin patches.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
Okay.
I mean, but
I'm
you,
talking about like just you take the pumpkin and what's inside, having to deal with all that
Pumpkin
stuff.
seeds.
I'm
You
not
toast
down
them
with
up.
you mean like
I'm
the pulp of the pumpkin?
Yeah, the pumpkin pulp.
The flesh. Pumpkin flesh.
Flesh.
That all needs
Yeah.
it. Carving the pumpkins, I'm not down for that. Someone else carving them, have your fun.
Sure.
I'll look at them. I'll look at a BuzzFeed list of the best pumpkin.
You don't like
that you
sticking
did.
your fingers in the
Nope.
guts of the pumpkin?
remember
It's
that?
so
Nope.
fun.
I mean, that kind of stuff reminds me of being a kid when my mom, for the rest of the family, would cook these kinds of things. But
Did you have the cool pumpkin carving knives that had like
Yeah.
the plastic orange pumpkin thing?
Where you like
Money-
saw out the design?
Pumpkins
Yeah.
and gingerbread are very similar to me. In
No.
the sense that they are very like functional in terms of like you can do something with them to be festive, but then there's a way to make them taste good, but they don't just taste good by themselves. You can't eat gingerbread houses, despite popular belief.
yeah, gingerbread's another. I have an issue with gingerbread too, and I have an issue with gingerbread houses.
You break your
I
teeth.
don't like this shit that's going on at all.
Break
People-
your teeth.
my family every year, I never go home for Christmas anymore, but every year they have they buy 2 of these massive sets of gingerbread houses, split the family in half arbitrarily through whatever line they want, and then everyone builds their own house.
Like Cake Wars?
Yeah, kind of really broke down drunk cake wars. And then they compare and contrast it, and I'm like, we could just be doing something else with our time right now, except for building these arbitrary things that you can't eat. It's just too. Gingerbread houses have to go too. I feel like we
real
gotta blimp
quick,
these
just
things out of
for
existence.
like it's Christmas Eve in the Moriarty household. You got this giant family. What other activity would you want to have the 18 people in the house
I don't
do?
know,
Just
someone's
sit,
probably arguing about politics. Dagon's drawn at the table. I don't know what
just
the
sit
hell's
around
going
and
on.
read.
Yeah,
You're like,
everyone
all
can
right,
just
we're not
read.
doing any of this stuff.
Everyone, it's reading
Everyone
time.
pick up a book off Uncle Colin's shelf and go to sit down, read about these World War II tanks the Nazis were using.
Well, that reminds me of the Nazis. When I was home for Christmas in college, when we were still at NU or whatever, I was reading this book from the 70s that my dad has a shit ton of, like an asinine amount of books, and I just pulled it off the shelves. The life and it was like the life of Adolf Hitler or something from like the 70s, and I was just reading it in front of the fire like at Christmas Eve, and family walked in. They were doing something fun. Obviously, I wasn't, and they're like, "That's very Christmassy." And then the next day, I was listening to Dredge in the morning on Christmas Day, and they were like, "You really gotta like." Get in the Christmas spirit a little
gotta
bit here,
drink
because
some
I
more
think you're
pumpkin
reading about
spice
Hitler,
lattes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then you're
Yeah.
listening to the Dredge. It's a very depressing kind of mood.
Not a great Christmas band.
No, I have a problem with Christmas too. You know, so
We'll save that for another topic.
I don't have a problem with any of these things.